Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Scott. Today we're going to talk about plantar fasciitis. I'm not going to get overly scientific in the details of what causes this and what causes the pain. We're going to keep this in very simple layman's terms. Basically, you have a plantar fascia tissue that runs underneath the bottom of your foot, right here. The pain that comes from that is not actually the plantar fasciitis' fault or the plantar fascia's fault. Now, a lot of times you'll see people trying to cure this pain with taking a ball. You're probably making it worse. It's not the plantar fascia's fault of what's causing it. It's actually due to tight calves. I'm going to show you a couple of simple stretches to target the plantar fascia, actually more accurately the calf, so you can prevent this pain now and into the future. Let's get into it. Now you see this here, you say, well, Scott, I've seen that, I've done that before. Well, you've been doing it wrong. What you have to do is, if you think about how the foot moves when we take a step, the heel actually has to cant like this to land properly on the heel of the foot. So what you have to do in this stretch, you have to actually roll over into the heel. You'll roll over. So the back of it, if I'm against the wall, like this, you'll need to roll into the edge of your ankle, the edge of your heel. You need to roll into the edge of your heel. It's just like the normal stretch you've seen against the wall, but you're going to roll into it. And then what you're going to simply do, you're going to step, and you can hold here 10 to 20 seconds. You should feel this activating in the calf. What I want you to focus on is making sure you've got your heel turned, rolled over. That's going to give the proper mechanics as simulating when you walk, when your foot picks up and you strike with your heel. It's going to simulate the proper mechanics. Step, step, and then you're going to step across at an angle. Step across at an angle. Okay? And then again, hold 10 to 20 seconds. Remember, pressing against the wall, making sure that your heel is turned over. Stepping across. Stepping across, and then you want to step across even further the body. Go as far as you can. And once again, you can hold in this position. Stepping across the body. And then, of course, want to do both sides, right? Because you may only be experiencing it in one, but let's strengthen the other one while we're at it. So, because you'll at times will start overcompensating and cause problems on the other side too. And I will tell you, sometimes these issues actually come from the hips as well. So I'll show you a move for that as well. It'll chain down. A lot of times, if you have plantar fasciitis, say in the right foot, it's because you have a weak left hip. So again, stepping and holding, kind of at an angle. You can hold this here, just like we did on the other side, and then step clear across. Remember, canting the heel over, pressing into the wall. A lot of times too, in conjunction with improperly stretched or strengthened calves, it's actually a weakness in the hip. You'll see people that have hip pain on one side and they may have plantar fasciitis on the opposite foot. So how you solve that is, let's say this is your bad hip. You're going to get up against the wall. You're going to raise. Let's say this is your bad hip. You get up on this foot right here. If you have plantar fasciitis in this foot, it could be coming from this hip. You're going to sink into that hip. Just get lazy and sink into the hip, and then you're going to press. Sink, press, sink, press. That's another cause of plantar fasciitis. If you have a hip pain here or a weak hip, you may not actually feel the pain necessarily, but you can have a weak hip here that's also chaining. So plantar fasciitis in your left foot could be a result of weakness in your right hip. Plantar fasciitis in your right foot could be a weakness in your left hip. Also, part of strengthening the calves and making sure they're properly stretched is to make sure you're doing calf raises correctly. A lot of people do these incorrectly. You'll see this where people bounce up and down. That's really actually targeting the Achilles tendon more than it is your calves. What you need to do is make sure when you're at the bottom, You hold for about 4 seconds, slowly go up, hold about 4 seconds, slowly down, hold 4 seconds. That's going to engage your calves more. This is really targeting the Achilles more than it is your calves. So you guys a little bit closer so you can see. 1, 2, and you go press out, press to the very top that you possibly can. All the way up on the tip of your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pressing through to the tip of your toes. Slowly lowering. Try to get those heels as far down. Let them drop as far as you possibly can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to feel that much more. It's going to activate your calves much more aggressively than bouncing up and down. If you incorporate these simple stretches into your weekly routine a couple of times a week, you'll heal your current plantar fasciitis and prevent any future inflammation. And until next time, this is To Your Health. Bye now.